Thank you. Well, I'm Paula Corey, Chief Customer Officer, Senior Vice President of Hy-Vee, and we are very excited and thrilled to be the presenting sponsor of the 104th running of the Drake Relays. Drake Relays really have they have a rich history in our community of really bringing everyone together to showcase great athletic competition. And we think this year may be the best ever, from the London rematches to the elite road races. And each one of these events is really helping to add to Des Moines' continued growth of reputation of really having some world-class athletic events right here in our community. And we're really proud to be a part of that role. At Hy-Vee, we have truly a long-term commitment to health and wellness, from our in-store dietitians and health markets and pharmacies to our Iron Kids series, the Hy-Vee Triathlon, and like I said, now very proud to add the Drake Relays to that. This partnership is really just a natural extension of our commitment to health and wellness and the active lifestyles within our local communities. And we're especially proud to have the Hy-Vee Road Races be a part of the event. There's a 6K, 10K, and a half marathon that really presents opportunities for all skill levels, from families to world-class athletes. So we're very proud of that and excited to partner up with the Drake Relays, and there's still time to sign up. So we look forward to our customers, families, and friends joining us for the relays.
Outstanding. Well, this is the beginning, I think, of a long relationship with Hy-Vee. Certainly, we are so proud to be associated with such a well-represented, reputable company that continues to do so much in and throughout this community. It's important for us to know that they're not Hy-Vee. It's not coming alongside of the Drake Relays, and the Drake Relays is not coming alongside Hy-Vee. We are partnering to really take this event and everything we try to do for the community to the absolute next level. We have tremendous excitement about this year. I've talked about a number of things thus far. One of the things I want to kind of turn our attentions to is what's going to happen regarding some of these road race events. When we talk about the Drake Relays, we're not talking about an exhibition. We're talking about a championship event. There are standards, there are expectations, our fans come to expect a certain standard of excellence, and so the road races will be no different. And so it's important for me to share with you the fact that we're just beginning to make a tremendous commitment to our road races. I want you to know that there's over 50 world-class athletes that's going to be here competing in the Hy-Vee Road Races. Those individuals are coming from Ethiopia. They're going to be Kenyans, they're going to be Moroccans, they're going to be from all over the nation, and they're world-class athletes, and they're going to compete at a very high level. I will tell you that we have, for example, in the 10K, if you were to Google, if you were to look at a world list, you'll see 4 of these individuals were in the top 20 on the U.S. list. When you think about Emmanuel Bett, if you were to look at the world rankings from last year, the number 1 name that you would find would be Emmanuel Bett, that ran the 10,000 meters on the track. And he is a road runner as well. He's going to be here. He's in the field. Emmanuel Bett is here. If you will look at the 3rd place name on the world rankings, you would find Kenneth Kipkemoi. Kenneth is going to be here as well. He's one of the participants running the 10K. Then certainly Mark Kiptoo, Moses Kipsiro. Those names don't mean a whole lot until you Google them, until you realize the type of excellence that they portray in their field. Very exciting to have them on our course. These individuals run, some of them 58, 59 a minute for the half, but certainly for the 10K they've run 25, 26 minutes. And so we're excited to see how they're going to really handle our course. So it should be fun to see how that unfolds. But also for the women, we have tremendous women in the field that's going to really push the pace in the early pack. I think the elite status that we're trying to establish for our Hy-Vee Road Races is going to be consistent with what we want to find on the track. So we don't want to go backwards in terms of what we're presenting to the community. So whether you're spectating or whether you're lining up and finishing and crossing the finish line, we want all of our community, all of our fans, all of our participants to know that they're part of a world-class track and field meet. And this year, Hy-Vee Road Races will be no different. So we're excited to really talk about that a little bit. So I'm going to have Darren talk a little bit about what we can expect on the course, some of the things that is being planned. It is a collaborative venture. There's some things that we're all taking part in, and so kick it over to Darren and let him talk a little bit about that.
Thanks, Brian. Brian led off talking a lot about the elite athletes and what that brings to the Hy-Vee Road Races, and I just wanted to spend a minute or two to inform you on some of the fun things that are happening for all the amateurs out there and the family-friendly side of the Hy-Vee Road Races. So the 6K portion of the race is going to feature, as it benefits Character Counts of Iowa, feature a lot of character counts symbols out there. You're going to see DJs, radio stations, and bands along that 6K route. So it's going to be a fun, family-friendly 6K. What's neat about it is the half marathon and the 10K share that same course. So those athletes will have that opportunity to experience those bands and DJs out there. And again, you're going to see big arches out there promoting character counts and the 6 pillars of character, which we think are important to our community, as all of you can only imagine. So you're also going to see along the half marathon and the 10K route more bands and DJs up around the state capitol, down by the sculpture garden, out at Grays Lake, and along Ingersoll Avenue. So we're hoping that because of that entertainment atmosphere that we're going to portray out there, we see our 4,000 plus and hopefully 5,000 plus athletes having a great Sunday coming up after the end of the Drake Relays. I would finish with, I think, is the most important part, and I think the coolest part, is every one of those athletes get to finish on the iconic Blue Oval, which hasn't happened for a long time, which is unique about moving the event to Sunday from Saturday. Every one of those athletes gets to finish on the Blue Oval, which we're really excited about, and glad to have that partnership with Drake to be able to do that.
When athletes finish in the Blue Oval, when they finish around that track and they cross the finish line, whether they've ever run a race before in their lives, but they decided to grab one of their teenagers or grab a neighbor and venture out for a 6K. But regardless of their background in terms of their running ability, when they cross that finish line on the Blue Oval, they will be able to talk for many years to come, to talk about the fact that they participated and competed in the Drake Relays. And so their experience does not stop there on Sunday. We're proud of the fact that every participant is going to get a really, really cool commemorative medal. Every individual is going to get a medal. Every individual is going to get a race day shirt. Every individual is going to get a gear bag, something that they can have and use from the 6K, 10K half all the way throughout the year. Every individual that's going to be there is going to have an experience that they would be able to talk about fondly. We are also planning a closing ceremony. This is different than years past. Closing ceremony, we have a concert planned. Eric Hutchinson is going to be here in Des Moines. He's going to provide for us the entertainment for Sunday, part of the closing ceremony. We anticipate that Eric Hutchinson would probably begin his first set right around 10:15, even while some of the participants are finishing. Before that, we'll have music, and that'll be going in the stadium. But Eric Hutchinson will do a first set about 10:15, probably till about 11:15. At that time, we're anticipating that many of the participants would be completed in terms of their event. We have the 10K and the half marathon beginning at 8 a.m. and at about 10 a.m. the 6K will begin. So we're estimating that that finish is going to be somewhere, about 11:15, 11:30 or so. So we'll break. We'll have a short closing ceremonies recognizing the winners, and then Eric Hutchinson will come back and do a final set. We'll invite those who are present to come down, get close to the stadium, and really take in this artist who's done a great job in terms of the music industry. So we're proud of what we're presenting in our first year. You always start with a vision, always start with being able to see how you want things to unfold. And we feel like we've done well this year, at least working towards that vision. And so, again, as this event continues to move forward, as the Drake Relays, not only from the elite standpoint, but as we begin to hone in on some of the greatest college and universities in the world, some of the greatest opportunities for our high school individuals, and the things that we're going to do for relays in terms of the Hy-Vee Cup, the things that we're going to do in terms of the road races, we're just beginning. But you know, what makes it work, and this is where I'll end my statements, what makes it work is this community to be able to set out on a journey to get a 6K course, a 10K course, and a half marathon, get it measured, get everything that needs to happen. Takes great collaboration from the city, from City Hall, and all of the individuals that are involved. And so we're proud that from year in and year out, we can come and present this amazing event to this community. So we're excited about that, and we appreciate that you've come to share in some of the things that we wanted to make sure you knew about. So we'll entertain some questions.
Brian, with regard to what happened yesterday, what can events such as this that are out in the open? Obviously, security people do what they can, and it can't be every inch in every single place, but what more can be done to let people feel more comfortable about the situations, like attending outdoor events like the Drake Relay? What more do you think could be done?
Yeah, I think that it is important for us to remember Ty made a very important statement that I think we need to adhere to. One of the things that I'll just reiterate is that every year there's an emergency plan. Every year there's great coordination between all of the entities, not just Drake, but certainly the city. And so we feel very confident that we continue to present an event that is safe. There's nothing more importantly than that. Certainly yesterday's tragedy is very saddening. But we feel like, again, back to Ty's statement, that you know, we're prepared. And so we feel like we've done more than due diligence, and now we continue to have great discussion about it. It's not something now we ignore. But certainly in terms of how we, from an event standpoint, look at the coordination of the event from a safety standpoint, it's not much different than what we've done every year in any event that is done on this campus and in and throughout this community. So yeah, we feel like we're prepared.
Talk about one thing that makes track special, though, is it's such a friendly atmosphere, and you could be in the concourse next to Jeremy Warner or something. Do you worry that track could kind of lose that? You know what I mean? Just the athletes could be more guarded, or the people, the fans themselves. Do you worry about that at all?
No, not at all. I think that you know, again, we've made some great preparations in the past, and I think those things are serve us well at this time.
And of course, that fear is out there. So what do you do? How are you getting the word out there to the athletes who are coming in, the spectators who want to be there, that they are going to be safe?
Well, if there's anything that changes in terms of our preparation in our emergency plan, if it changes to where we need to inform the public of something that's different, we'll make sure the public is aware. But we've already made a lot of preparation, not only this year, but every year. And so we feel like the things that we've done in the past remain still the right plan.
Brian, could you sketch out what those protocols are, whether it's in terms of the amount of safety personnel or security personnel?
No, I think that what we do in preparation, I think, you know, again, if you start to now map out all your protocol, then you lose the very essence of the plan. You know, so I think that we're good in terms of what we do, and I think one of the things you should hear very strongly is that we feel very, very secure in the plan that we have in place. And discussions continue, certainly after yesterday, but we feel like we're prepared.
How excited are you about the road races and the closing ceremony?
Yeah, you know, the closing ceremony, what's special about it, Marcus, is the fact that it's in the stadium. For a long time, when we ran on the roads and ran the road races, it almost felt like, you could have felt like it was a little bit of an afterthought. You were outside the stadium, one, not inside. You were going at the same time the events were starting on the track. You know, you were leaving and your finish was a little bit outside of on campus, but a little bit removed. But you know what? It was a great course. People had a great time. It served its purpose well. It's nice, though, to be able to come inside the stadium. It's nice to be able to say, okay, the iconic blue oval that so many of us have been a spectator, now you get to enter the stadium, run, finish, cross that finish line, hopefully have family members grab great pics, you know, great pictures, and you'll be able to have your memories intact. So it's the right thing. And I think having a Sunday where you have your own day is special as well. It's not an afterthought. It's very, very much intentional, and we're excited that it's only the beginning of what we're planning for this great event.
Brian, any changes, additions, subtractions in terms of the overall picture and the athletes who are coming in? Anything changes last time?
No, there's no real big changes. I think last time we visited, talked about the fields being set. There's been, you know, a few ebbs and flows, but I think primarily the plan is intact. You know, we have a lot of individuals who are chatting about it on Twitter. There's a lot of folks who want in that's not in, and that's what you want. You want it to be something that people are vying for and make it harder to get. So then you have a product that people really think is special. And with the thanks of Hy-Vee, quite honestly, we're not the little brother anymore to what most people may have saw that way, and maybe on the East Coast. I think that we're good. There's a great rivalry. It's not a hate rivalry. I think that for that weekend, the track and field is at its greatest epic moments of relays in terms of Penn and Drake. We're just taking it to another level, and we're excited to be able to do that.
Talk about that competition with the Penn relays to try to get bigger and better here in Iowa. Drake relays and getting more well-known athletes here.
Yeah. And Marcus, it's not something and it's just me. Brian Brown is the director. The new Track and Field News is out. On the cover of the Track and Field News is Jen Scher. Inside are many of the pictures, are many of the athletes that will be here. 70% of the ones that are shown will be here. And there's an article in Track and Field News that talks about your very question about the Drake relays and Penn relays and what does it mean for professional athletes? What does it mean for track and field? And that article I thought was fair in terms of its portrayal of where we are. And where are we? We're vibrant. We have leverage. We have a strong event. I think that we have a strong community. All those things bodes well for us in the future. Our sport needs to have strong partners. Okay, and our governing body. Of course, Nike does a great job, and then there are others. But we need a Hy-Vee. We need strong partners to understand the importance of making sure that you present excellence all the time. And so we're headed down that road, and this year will be an example of that.
Brian, as you said yesterday, the security measures, campus police in conjunction with Des Moines police. Has anybody from a state level, from a federal level, reached out and said, hey, in the wake of what happened yesterday, let's review what you guys have going on and maybe see how we can sort of shift things for next week?
No, none of that, because all those people were involved anyway. They were already at the table, all the people you name. And so that's why, the plan is intact, and that's why we feel very secure, because it's not like we were omitting all the federal and national. They were already at the table, so we feel pretty good.
Brian, as someone in your position who's in charge of putting on these events that are supposed to be such a wonderful experience for the fans and the athletes, what was it like hitting home for you yesterday to watch those events unfold?
Well, as a fan, it was sobering. I can tell you it was very sobering to see what was occurring. But at the same time, we knew that the officials there in Boston, they had security measures in place as well. And so, it's one of those things that you have to react and then respond. The first thing that any of us would do who's human is to react to it. And then you have to have good measures in place to respond. And I think they did that.
How do you think the running community kind of rallies around something like this? I've seen special events are now being organized to support victims, and I'll talk about that. It's a tight-knit fraternity. How have you experienced people rallying around?
Well, it's been a quick turnabout, quite honestly. I have not personally experienced much of that, but I understand the humanity portion of that. We've proven that as a nation, that whenever anybody, our neighbor, goes down, the humanity in us serves us well, and we try to come to their aid. So we're no different. I'm no different than my neighbor. So it's just one of those things that is just sobering.
Is there, and we've talked about this, and this very well might be the best field that this meet has ever seen. Mm-hmm. Is there a level of almost, I want to say frustration, but that what happened yesterday might overshadow that fact that the field might be stronger than ever?
Yeah, I think your question is a very good question. I really think that that fans are resilient, athletes certainly who've been preparing. I think that leading up to it, it may have an impact on some, but I think once the fans get here, the athletes arrive, and you give them an opportunity that they've been longing for, you'll see greatness. And that's what we'll remember after this Drake relays. We'll remember greatness, and we saw it, and we'll want to see it again. And that's what we'll prepare for the 105th running of the Drake relays. We're prepared to present to you, with the help of our partners, greatness, something that you can be proud of as part of this community. Okay.
Anything else, guys?
Very good. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you so much. My friend.